Surrender is the invitation to experience intimacy beyond the physical, where hearts and souls collide. With every touch, I want you to feel safe enough to surrender the parts of you that no one else has seen. There's a sacred trust in surrender that turns a moment into a lifetime memory. When you surrender fully, you unlock a door to pleasure that's as deep as it is endless. I want your surrender to be a dance, slow, deliberate, and filled with desire. Surrender means letting me in, not just to your body, but to your fears, dreams, and wildest hopes. To surrender to me is to say, I trust you with the language of your body and soul. In that surrender, I promise you will find a place where you are seen, heard, and cherished. Every time you surrender, you reveal of your beautiful complexity. When you surrender completely, there's nothing left to hold back, only pure, honest connection. I want to be the reason you feel safe enough to let go and lose yourself in the moment. Surrender isn't about giving up control. It's about embracing a new kind of freedom together. Feel hands as they guide you gently, inviting you to surrender without hesitation. The power of surrender lies in the trust that no matter what, you will be held tenderly. Let your body speak the language of surrender, and I will listen with every part of me. Surrender is where vulnerability meets strength, and that's the essence of true intimacy. In the quiet of the night, surrender becomes the soundtrack of our love. I want to witness your surrender, the beautiful courage it takes to let go fully. Surrender is the moment when two become one and time stands still. If you choose to surrender to me, I promise to meet you with all of my heart. Let's explore the limitless space that opens when you surrender to the moment. Your surrender is not a loss. It's a gaining of something deeper, richer, and more real. When you surrender, you give us the chance to write our own story of passion and trust. I want your surrender to be a slow unfolding, a beautiful discovery of us. Surrender is the bridge that connects desire with the deepest parts of our souls. With every breath, I invite you to surrender the parts of you that want to be free. In surrender, we find the courage to be unapologetically ourselves together. Let your surrender be a gift, wrapped in trust, passion, and unwavering love. When you surrender fully, you become the author of a love story only we can tell. I want you to surrender so deeply that your soul feels lighter and your heart fuller. Surrender is the key. That unlocks the most intimate and beautiful parts of us. Every time you let go, you teach me how to love you even more. Surrender is not just a physical act, it's a sacred promise of trust and devotion. I want to hold you as you surrender, completely, freely, and without fear. When surrender becomes our language, we speak in a voice only true lovers understand. Your surrender is a breathtaking dance of trust, passion, and soul-deep connection. In your surrender, I see the courage it takes to be vulnerable and the beauty it reveals. I want to be the one who catches you every time you surrender your heart to me. Surrender means opening the door to a world where love is wild, free, and infinite. With every surrender, we paint a masterpiece of intimacy that no one else can touch. I want you to surrender so completely that nothing else exists but us in that moment. Surrender is the space where desire, trust, and love merge into something unforgettable. Let your body relax and your heart open. Surrender is the start of our journey. In surrender, we find the strength to be completely honest and completely ourselves. Your surrender is the most beautiful offering, one I will treasure forever. When you surrender, you create a sacred space where love can grow without limits. I want you to surrender so deeply that the world outside fades and only our love remains. Surrender is the art of loving fearlessly and living fully in the moment together. When you let go and surrender, you invite the purest form of connection to bloom. There is nothing more powerful than two people surrendering to each other with open hearts. I want you to surrender to me like the ocean surrenders to the moon, completely and endlessly. Surrender is the dance of trust, where every step brings us closer to the heart of love. In your surrender, I find the beauty of a love that is both tender And wildly, let's lose ourselves in surrender and find the love that's deeper than words. There's a moment when two souls meet and all the walls come down. That moment, I want you to surrender to me completely. In bed, with nothing left to hide or hold back. Just pure, unfiltered connection. Imagine the electricity when you trust someone enough to let go entirely. Not just your body, but your fears, your doubts, everything. That's the surrender I crave with you. Tonight, I'm asking you to lay down your defenses. To give me all of you, your breath, your heartbeat, your deepest desires, and watch how we become one. True surrender is not weakness. It's the strongest act of love we can share in the quiet of the night. Close your eyes and feel every part of me holding you safely as you let go of every hesitation. There's magic in giving yourself fully, without holding back. That's where true passion ignites. In the silence between us, surrender becomes a language all our own. When your body moves without resistance, our souls start to dance in ways words could never describe. Surrender is freedom, to explore, to lose yourself, and find yourself in my arms. No masks, no barriers, just the raw, beautiful truth of us, intertwined. Let go of the world, deep into this moment where only we exist. I want you to trust me so much that surrender feels like the most natural thing in the world. Every sigh, every touch is a promise of connection that goes beyond skin. The power of surrender is in the knowing that you're safe enough to be vulnerable. When you surrender, you're not losing control, you're finding a new kind of strength. Let me show you how beautiful it can be when you let yourself simply be. There's nothing more intoxicating than the feeling of two hearts beating in sync as you surrender fully. Surrender is an invitation to explore the depths of pleasure and trust. In your surrender, I see your courage, your passion, your desire. All of you, revealed. To surrender is to say, I trust you, without needing to say a word. Every inch of your surrender is a journey. One I want to take with you, slowly and fully. When we surrender to each other, every touch becomes a conversation, every kiss a poem. Give yourself permission to feel, to let go, and to be completely free with me. There is no greater intimacy than the one born from complete surrender. Surrender is not giving up. It's stepping into a space of trust and desire that nothing else can reach. Let your heart guide you as you surrender to the moment, to the connection, to us. In this surrender, we find a language of love that transcends words and time. To surrender fully is to open the door to the most profound kind of pleasure. I want you to surrender with the T. Knowledge that I will catch you always. Surrender isn't losing yourself. It's finding new parts of yourself you never knew existed. Feel the power in vulnerability. That's where passion truly lives. There is strength in softness, beauty in trust. That's what surrender means to me. Let's create a space where surrender is safe, sacred, and unstoppable. When you surrender completely, the world outside fades, and only our story remains. The most beautiful things happen when two people stop holding back and just surrender. In surrendering, you gift me your soul, and I give you all of mine in return. There's a sacredness in the moment you decide to let go and simply be with me. I want to hold you as you surrender your fears, your doubts, your defenses. Surrender isn't just physical. It's a deep emotional connection that binds us. I see your surrender, and it makes me want to give you the world wrapped in my arms. Trust me with your surrender, and I'll show you a love that never fades. There's a rhythm in surrender, a melody only we can hear and dance to. Let's shed everything that weighs us down and find freedom in our surrender. Surrendering to me means choosing vulnerability and courage all at once. Your surrender opens the door to a world where passion and tenderness coexist. When you give yourself fully, you inspire me to do the same. And that's true intimacy. I want your surrender to be a journey of trust, pleasure, and deep connection. Surrender is the key that unlocks the door to our wildest, most beautiful dreams together. Feel my presence and know that in surrender, you're never alone. When you let go, you're not falling, you're flying into a space where love reigns. Let's create a sanctuary where surrender is celebrated and cherished. Your complete surrender is the greatest gift you can give, and I'll cherish it always. Trust enough to surrender to with your body, heart, and soul. Surrender is the gift you give when you trust me enough to share your most authentic self. In your surrender, I find the courage to love you more fiercely than ever before. When you surrender, it's like a key turning, unlocking doors to places only we can explore. I want you to surrender your heart and body so we can write a story no one else knows. Surrender is the dance where passion meets tenderness and desire blooms endlessly. There's a sacred rhythm to surrender, a heartbeat that connects us beyond the physical. In your surrender, I see the strength it takes to let go and the beauty that follows. Let your surrender be the compass that guides us through the night of passion and trust. Surrender isn't about giving in. It's about rising together in a bond stronger than fear. I want your surrender to be the quiet roar that echoes between us in every touch. When you surrender to me, you create a sanctuary where love can grow wild and
free. Surrender means embracing the unknown, trusting that our love will light the way. In surrender, the walls come down, and only the pure essence of us remains. I want you to surrender with the confidence that you are cherished beyond measure. Your surrender is the bravest act of love, and it fills me with endless gratitude. When we surrender, our souls speak a language that transcends time and space. Let your body move with trust, knowing I am here to catch every moment you let go. Surrender is the breath between two heartbeats, where love becomes a living thing. I want your surrender to be an act of rebellion against fear and doubt. In your surrender, I find a sacred space where true intimacy is born. Surrender is a promise to be seen fully and loved unconditionally. I want you to surrender so deeply that your soul feels lighter and your heart fuller. When you surrender, you invite me into your world.
Beautiful and raw, surrender is the beginning of a journey where we discover parts of ourselves through each other. Let your surrender be the song that plays softly between our intertwined bodies. In surrender, we find the freedom to explore love without limits or hesitation. I want your surrender to be a celebration of trust, passion, and unspoken promises. Surrender is the bridge that connects our desires with the depths of our hearts. When you surrender, you give me the honor of holding your most precious self. Surrender isn't losing yourself. It's finding a new way to be together, fully alive. I want you to surrender so that we can build a world where love reigns supreme. In your surrender, I see the beauty of vulnerability and the strength it reveals. Surrender is the art of letting go and trusting that love will catch you. Let your body speak the truth of your surrender, and I will listen with my soul. When you surrender, you give us both the chance to experience love in its purest form. I want your surrender to be a dance of trust, slow, deliberate, and full of grace. Surrender is the moment when two hearts become one in perfect harmony. In surrender, I find the courage to love you deeper than I ever imagined. Let your surrender be a quiet revolution of passion and tenderness. I want you to surrender completely, knowing that you are safe, loved, and cherished. Surrender means opening yourself up to the beautiful unknown of our connection. When you surrender, you create a space where love can blossom without fear. I want your surrender to be the spark that lights the fire of our shared desire. Surrender is the poetry of love, written on the canvas of our bodies. In your surrender, I find a universe of possibility and endless passion. Let your surrender be the gentle whisper that calls me closer to you. When you surrender fully, every moment becomes an unforgettable expression of love. I want your surrender to be the song that plays softly in the background of our nights. Surrender is the dance of trust and vulnerability that creates the deepest bonds. In your surrender, I see the beauty of a love that is fearless and true. Let your body and soul merge in surrender, creating a symphony of passion and peace. When you surrender, you invite me to hold your heart with the utmost care. I want your surrender to be a journey of discovery, pleasure, and endless connection. Surrender is the embrace of love's wild hand and beautiful spirit. In you surrender, we find the courage to be completely ourselves, together. Let you surrender be the gentle rain that nourishes the garden of our love. When you surrender, you open the door to a world where passion and tenderness coexist. I want your surrender to be the beginning of a love story written in whispers and touches. Surrender is the moment when two souls find their perfect rhythm in the dance of love.